Hey, everybody, here we are. It's Wednesday morning. You can hear the music. It is time for our Berkshire Hathaway bi-weekly podcast. A guy I haven't seen in a while is back. Realty expert Adam Helgeson. We'll talk with him right after this.
Real estate can feel a lot like this. But you should expect more when you're buying or selling a home. You should feel taken care of by someone who can turn jitters into ah. Someone with the tools and knowledge to help you find the one. Or sell yours.
We'll take it.
Someone who can make real estate feel less like that and more like this. That's Home Services. Berkshire Hathaway Home Services.
All right, and he is back. Let's give him a little round of applause. Realty expert Adam Helgeson. How you doing, bud?
Recovering from death.
I'm going to be honest with you. You sound like dog crap.
Yeah, no, you should have heard me the other day. I feel like a brand new baby right now compared to the way I felt last week.
Yeah, are you one of those guys? Do you usually get like a cold in the fall and maybe one in the spring, or
it's more random? You know, I'll admit, ever since I got my CPAP, man, I don't get as much. I think that helps.
Yep.
But yeah, this one got me.
Kicked your ass, huh?
Kicked me in the nuts.
Yep.
Yeah, I was out. It was not.
Well, I'm
fun.
glad to see you're out and about now.
Yes.
You know, to get out and travel around in this wonderful weather we've got today.
God, I love it. My daughter's like, Dad, we just need like 3 more days like this and we can go skiing.
Yeah.
She was so freaking pumped.
I wish I could go park my butt somewhere downtown just to watch all the mayhem, because all the people, you're already watching the rants, raves, and reviews or whatever, and everybody complaining about salt on the roads, blah, 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 blah. You know what? We live with this. We have our entire lives. If you're not prepared to deal with it the first couple of days of the bad weather, maybe you should just stay home.
Yeah,
That's the way I look at
I think the homeless people by the Mission are having the best right now, sitting outside watching that new roundabout with no lumps. It's just, okay, it's a big circle. Hopefully you're supposed to know where to go.
Yeah. Confusion Corner is now more confusing than ever.
Yep.
I don't know why they ever called it that. Anyway, I suppose we should probably talk about some realty stuff.
Sure.
You know, and when you said what the title was, you also said, I can't believe I haven't talked about this in as long as we've been doing this, but the importance of a home inspection.
Yeah.
Can I be the one to go, duh?
Yeah, I mean, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Duh.
I know. We've talked about like the difference between a home inspection and an appraisal.
Sure.
Right? But
Yep.
a lot of people don't know like the importance of a home inspection and what all they do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Do you know what a home inspection is?
Well, I know if you don't have one, which not all lenders will let you get by with that, if I recall. But if you don't have one, there could be things that were missed that the inspector would catch that you would probably never think of catching. And if you sign, and you close and you find out there's something wrong because you didn't have your home inspected, well, you're stuck. Is that kind of right?
That's kind of right.
Okay.
Hey, when you get
and I mean, it's too late to say, well, geez, you didn't tell me I had 2 broken rafters in the roof. Well, you didn't have your home inspection.
Yep.
What do you expect? And that's about all I know.
Okay. Now, I'd be happy to say, not to toot my own horn, but I would say 90% of the home inspection reports that come back, I've already pointed out.
You're that kind of guy, though.
I've already pointed out most of it during the walkthrough, right? But there are things that I don't inspect, or, you know what I mean, that can't be seen. Common things that are always pointed out, a big one is GFCI outlets, the ground fault.
Yes.
Like, I was last night, I was showing houses with these clients, and I was like, we were looking in this basement, and it had a drop ceiling, right? And then they had the drop ceiling tiles were probably, I don't know, 3 inches, 4 inches above the shower head in this bathroom.
Oh.
And I'm like, I wouldn't like using these drop tiles here, you know what I mean? Because it's the cardboardy kind.
The moisture and all of that would get sucked up in there like a sponge.
So I was like, I wonder how much room we have above this. And I moved the ceiling tile, and right above the ceiling tile, mounted in a joist, is a damn outlet.
Oh, right above.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. And it's not GFCI, right? So you could easily take a shower with a toaster in that one if you wanted to. And I'm
Absolutely.
Just like why would you have an outlet right above your shower? I'm like, that makes no sense. Now, would a home inspector find that? Probably not, because he's not going to move every ceiling tile.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So there's pros and cons. But the nice thing about a home inspection is you get to hire the contractor of your choice to do the inspection.
Yeah, you guys don't get to pick that.
I don't know.
No, the
buyer-
realty expert doesn't get to pick
No,
because you could have your favorite. You know what I mean.
Yeah, and there's been stories of certain towns in the area where the main agents have a main contractor, and if you're doing dual agency or you know what I mean, they recommend. Oh, yeah, everything's great, and then there's issues. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Just like I've seen, there was a trend for a little while that they stopped doing it, but they would get the listing agent would have the seller get a home inspection prior to listing it, and then resolve any issues, right? And then say, hey, we already had a home inspection. Here were the issues. They've been resolved. No need to worry about it, right? And I'm like, okay, what are you covering up? To me, that's my ultimate thing. Like, I don't trust anyone.
Yeah,
like,
you should have never said that.
yeah, like, what are you hiding? And this was a newer house, and they wouldn't accept our deal because they wouldn't let us do a home inspection. I'm like, if you had one done.
They won't let you do a home inspection.
Yeah, the seller wouldn't let us. They're like, we already paid for one. I'm like, that could be your best friend that's a home inspector that just wrote stuff up. I said, I don't know if you know. Well, we don't know him. I'm like, how do I know that? Right? I'm looking out for my clients. We're putting in an offer on a $400,000 and some house. And if you truly already had a home inspector with supposedly the best guy in the state, you shouldn't be worried about my guy coming through.
Yeah, and would it have cost them? Do they have to pay for that?
No.
Okay, so then why would they worry?
Exactly.
Anyway, so that gets your wheels turning.
It does. Yep.
Okay.
And they wouldn't accept our offer because of it. So, hey.
So did they ever sell?
Yeah, they sold.
Okay, just not to you.
Just not to me.
Okay. Oh, well.
But, so there was a trend of people doing that. And to me, that's kind of a
That's
red
an alarm.
flag.
Yeah,
It is.
absolutely.
I can see the agent trying to be proactive and say, hey, let's just get this done ahead of time. But it also, you have to be trusting to do that because you're letting the seller pick what home inspection company they want. And there's some that are better than others. And as an agent, I have a list I give you. I don't say, hey, call this person. I say, hey, here's some home inspectors.
Here's a bunch. Pick one.
Pick one. Do your research. There's a couple I've X'd off that I don't give out anymore.
But you've learned that through experience.
Yeah. One guy showed up. He charged more than the normal people. He showed up, was there for maybe 40, 45 minutes, said, yep, everything looks great, and left. Like, what did you even look at? You know what I mean? How are you going to look at a whole house in 40 to 45 minutes? Usually they take 2 to 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
So finding the good home inspector and getting someone on your side to look at that house is huge. That's the big importance of having an inspection, right? They're testing electrical. They're looking at the furnace. They're looking at the roof. They're doing every type of testing they can. Some of them even have like thermal. Along with that goes the radon, which is a big thing. A lot of people don't know what radon is. It's a odorless gas that comes through your foundation.
Yeah, it comes through the ground, yeah.
Yeah, usually through your sump holes or if you have any cracks in the foundation. And I've seen it, the EPA standard is 0.4 parts per billion or whatever it is. And I've seen them, I think the highest I've seen in the Grand Forks area is like a 29.
Wow.
So, I mean, you're going to want a radon mitigation installed then, and you can use that to negotiate. The nice thing is when you have a home inspection, you have 3 options once you get the results of that back, right? You can renegotiate your contract, right? So
okay, if there's some red flags, sure.
If there's some red flags. So once you get that inspection report back, you have, as a buyer, you have 3 options, right? You can negotiate. You can say, hey, there's the inspector found a long list of stuff, but there's a few of them that really,
need to be taken care of first.
Correct. Our safety concerns need to be taken care of. So we would like, this, and this fix prior to closing.
Okay. Yep.
And you can kind of renegotiate those fixes there, right? You can also waiver and say, hey, there's a few things, but it's all minor. You know what I mean? We'll just accept the house as is.
Okay.
Right? Or you can say, hey, this is a complete shit show where I'm out. Like, this is... And you can get your earnest money back.
Okay, I was going to ask you, if you put earnest money and it fails an inspection, basically, and a lot of times, could you say, like, and you even kind of mentioned this too, Adam, maybe there's, when you add it all up, a bunch of little nickel and dime things might cost you $1,000, $2,000 to take care of. You can always say too, knock 5 G's off the price or whatever, and we'll just take care of all of this. But like you said, you gotta work with them a little bit here.
You do, and I'm always upfront with my clients. I hate it when agents use the inspection to try and renegotiate the contract.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people go in with a high offer to try and get it under contract, and then they use the inspection to renegotiate. It's no. Well, there's 3 missing light switch covers and the sump pump's not working. We want $5,000 off. I'm like, I'll go fix it.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
That's $3 in light switch covers and $100 sump pump.
And 20 minutes worth of labor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I always tell my clients, hey, this home inspection, we usually find a lot of stuff when we're looking through the house, right? Mm-hmm. Anything we know about, technically, we know about, right? So we can't say, oh, we found it on the home inspection. The home inspection is used to find major issues and safety concerns that, we didn't see when we were walking through the house that we want resolved to make sure it's a safe house for you and your family. So I don't nickel and dime people. And a lot of people know I do a lot of the crap myself. I actually have one house I got to get over to. I need to fix some GFCIs and put a sump pump in prior to closing. So.
And you're also the kind of guy too, Adam, that says, you know what, if I call you and say, you know what, I'm looking for a realty expert because I want to sell or buy, you are also the kind of guy that will say, well, here, let me recommend, I'll do it, but take a day, take 2 days, go ahead, talk to a few other supposedly real estate experts, see what you think, get back to me, because you guys got nothing to hide. You got nothing, and
we shouldn't.
And to me, that's what you should be looking for. If you're the kind of guy that'll tell me, basically in a nutshell, if you can find somebody better, go ahead, take a couple of days. Otherwise, I'm here waiting for you. That should tell you the rest of the whole process should be nice and smooth.
Yeah, I do that quite a bit. Like I'm on this Facebook page for military spouses and stuff coming in, and they're always asking for agent referrals and whatever, and I'm not on there tooting my horn. I just say, hey, there's lots of good agents in town. Mm-hmm. I highly recommend getting a hold of a few.
Yep.
Interviewing them, figuring out what fits with you, and going that route to find an agent. Just because they were good for someone on here doesn't mean they'll be good for you.
Right. And right off the bat, if you're very comfortable with your agent, things are going to just be that much better the whole process.
It does make it a lot smoother. And that's, getting a home inspection a lot of people don't want to pay the $450 up front because they have their closing costs, all that, but it's the best peace of mind.
Yeah, $450. If that inspector finds something that's going to be $4,550 to fix, you're going to sure wish you spent that money.
Another thing, too, for these new home builds, a lot of new builders are offering a 1-year warranty. Mm-hmm. At the 9-10 month mark, I would hire a home inspector to come do an inspection.
There you go. Yeah.
And hand that list over to the builder and say, here you go.
That's what a warranty is.
Yep.
Absolutely. Wow, I learned a little bit more today. I always do when you're in the studio. How does somebody get a hold of realty expert Adam Helgeson?
Well, the best way is my cell phone, 701-317-1750, or you can check out my website, homesbyhelgeson.com.
All right, you got a couple of days before you're back in the studio. Hopefully you can kick that cold's ass, and maybe you'll be bringing a guest. We'll see.
We'll see.
All right, there you go. It's your Wednesday edition of your Berkshire Hathaway bi-weekly podcast. Been a while. I'm glad he's back. Realty expert Adam Helgeson. He'll be back again on Wednesday morning.
Friday morning.
Friday. It's Wednesday today.
Yeah.
Okay, Friday.
That works.